coffee. I'm ready to blow your mind with this video. This is time-lapse, the whole video quickly, so you can see what you're going to watch. I'm going to show you this from the start to the end at a faster pace, like 8 times the speed of about 4.5 hour sunset, Nemesis sunset. So it's just going to be kind of a mind-blowing trip. There's going to be a couple cloud shifts that are just going to be mind-blowing. I'm going to show you them right off the bat. You see there in the left the orange, that's Nemesis setting. On the right, the sun's already set. So it's pretty incredible footage here. Just keep watching, grab your coffee. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Thumbs up. People, thumbs up on this video, because when look right there, when I show you these saucers like that one right there on the left of that dark cloud, it's gonna blow your mind. So thumbs up, subscribe, like, share with a friend. And none of this is CGI. None of this is even filtered. Only thing I did was enhance the clarity of the ship, and you'll see. So keep watching, enjoy this video. It's about 48 minutes long. 34 minutes on the end is just going to be 8 times fast, showing you these skies, you know. So God bless, people. Got Jesus? Better have him with all this stuff coming in. Okay, it's like day 4 on this video, I think, because I've been so busy. Welcome back, C. Fernald, to my own video. But check it out, guys. If you want to go, you can, but there's about 21 minutes more of this 6 hours of footage, and it's not the time to leave right now because I'm showing you Nemesis on top, or Nemesis is going to set maybe. Maybe that's Atu on top next to the sun. That's going to move left to the east. We're facing south, and you're going to see the sunset on the right. So you want to watch right here for the like a Nemesis sunset. One on top, you're going to watch that one for the for Atu or whatever purple planet that is. And on the right, you're going to see our sunset. So I'm going to speed it up as we go here, but at first I'm just going to let it go because there's a lot of UFO-y stuff in the sky. So keep watching. Believe it or not, God's showing you these signs. He created Nemesis. He created Planet X. He created a binary system that orbits at the right time, just like it did in Egypt with the plagues, the pole shift. It's, February 5th, I think today is, 6th. And, a lot of people's models say that it's passing right now. So what I'm showing you could be what's passing. I don't know. But it's definitely some planets moving. Definitely dwarf stars. So keep watching. I put up the signs, the scriptures on the signs. God says he's speaking through the thunder. He's trying to warn you people. He's trying to warn you Christians that are sleeping to wake up and start, bringing your families to Jesus. And I'm trying to just bring everybody to Jesus I can. So keep watching. It gets way more intense. God bless people.
Holy Spirit, come. You just wait on the Lord for a few minutes. We just wait upon you, Lord. We set our mind upon you. What are you thinking? What are you feeling for your people, Israel? There's something bigger going on. There's someone bigger than me. There's something bigger going on. There's something bigger going on. There's someone bigger than me. There's something bigger going on. There's something bigger going on. There's someone bigger than me. There's something bigger going on. There's something bigger going on. There's someone bigger than me. There's something bigger going on. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. Holy, 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 He sits above the circle of the earth, inhabiting eternity. And the nations are like a drop in the bucket, like grasshoppers beneath His feet. throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne. There's something bigger going on. There's someone bigger than me. There's something bigger going on. He's holy, holy. There's something bigger going on. There's someone bigger than me. There's something bigger going on. He's holy, holy. So fill me with the knowledge of God, with the knowledge of you, with the knowledge of the holy, holy. So fill me with the knowledge of God, with the knowledge of you, with the knowledge of the holy, holy. So fill me with the knowledge of God, with the knowledge of you, with the knowledge of the holy, holy. So fill me with the knowledge of God, with the knowledge of you, with the knowledge of the holy, holy. Take me up in the spirit, oh, take me up in the spirit, yeah. Take me up in the spirit, oh, take me up in the spirit, yeah. Take me up in the spirit, oh, take me up in the spirit, yeah. Take me up in the spirit, oh, take me up in the spirit. Around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne, around the throne. We take our place around the throne, around the throne. Oh, in the tabernacle will heaven and earth collide. In the tabernacle we take our place in the spirit even now. And I believe my voice is heard in the court of heaven, in the middle of the angels, angels. There is lightning, thundering voices, many voices, and my voice like an arrow moving through the storm around the throne. And I believe you move at the sound of my voice, 'cause as I pray, I know this is real, more real than meets the eye. It's more real than meets the eye. There's a God on a throne. He's alive, and we are not alone. We take our place in the spirit.
And I beheld, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Chapter 12. Then I witnessed in heaven an event of great significance. I saw a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon beneath her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant, and she cried out in the pain of labor as she awaited her delivery. Suddenly, I witnessed in heaven another significant event. I saw a large red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, with 7 crowns on his head. His tail dragged down 1/3 of the stars, which he threw to the earth. He stood before the woman as she was about to give birth to her child, ready to devour the baby as soon as it was born. She gave birth to a boy who was to rule all nations with an iron rod. And the child was snatched away from the dragon and was caught up to God and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where God had prepared a place to give her care for 1260 days. Then there was war in heaven. Michael and the angels under his command fought the dragon and his angels. And the dragon lost the battle and was forced out of heaven. This great dragon, the ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, the one deceiving the whole world, was thrown down to the earth with all his angels. Then I heard a loud voice shouting across the heavens,
It has happened at last! The salvation and power and kingdom of our God, and the authority of his Christ. For the accuser has been thrown down to earth, the one who accused our brothers and sisters before our God day and night. And they have defeated him because of the blood of the Lamb, and because of their testimony. And they were not afraid to die. Rejoice, O heavens! And you who live in the heavens, rejoice! But terror will come on the earth and the sea. For the devil has come down to you in great anger, and he knows that he has little time.
And when the dragon realized that he had been thrown down to the earth, he pursued the woman who had given birth to the child. But she was given 2 wings like those of a great eagle. This allowed her to fly to a place prepared for her in the wilderness, where she would be cared for and protected from the dragon for a time, times, and half a time. Then the dragon tried to drown the woman with a flood of water that flowed from its mouth. But the earth helped her by opening its mouth and swallowing the river that gushed out from the mouth of the dragon. Then the dragon became angry at the woman, and he declared war against the rest of her children, all who keep God's commandments and confess that they belong to Jesus. Then he stood, waiting on the shore of the sea. Chapter 8. When the Lamb broke the 7th seal, there was silence throughout heaven for about half an hour. And I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and they were given 7 trumpets. Then another angel with a gold incense burner came and stood at the altar. And a great quantity of incense was given to him to mix with the prayers of God's people, to be offered on the gold altar before the throne. The smoke of the incense, mixed with the prayers of the saints, ascended up to God from the altar where the angel had poured them out. Then the angel filled the incense burner with fire from the altar and threw it down upon the earth. And thunder crashed, lightning flashed, and there was a terrible earthquake. Then the 7 angels with the 7 trumpets prepared to blow their mighty blasts. The first angel blew his trumpet, and hail and fire mixed with blood were thrown down upon the earth. And 1/3 of the earth was set on fire. 1/3 of the trees were burned, and all the grass was burned. Then the second angel blew his trumpet, and a great mountain of fire was thrown into the sea. And 1/3 of the water in the sea became blood. 1/3 of all things living in the sea died, and 1/3 of all the ships on the sea were destroyed. Then the third angel blew his trumpet, and a great flaming star fell out of the sky, burning like a torch. It fell upon 1/3 of the rivers and on the springs of waters. The name of the star was Bitterness. It made 1/3 of the water bitter, and many people died because the water was so bitter. Then the fourth angel blew his trumpet, and 1/3 of the sun was struck, and 1/3 of the moon, and 1/3 of the stars, and they became dark. And 1/3 of the day was dark, and 1/3 of the night also. Then I looked up, and I heard a single eagle crying loudly as it flew through the air,
"Terror, terror, terror to all who belong to this world, because of what will happen when the last three angels blow their trumpets."
Chapter 9. Then the fifth angel blew his trumpet, and I saw a star that had fallen to earth from the sky, and he was given the key to the shaft of the bottomless pit. When he opened it, smoke poured out as though from a huge furnace, and the sunlight and air were darkened by the smoke. Then locusts came from the smoke and descended on the earth, and they were given power to sting like scorpions. They were told not to hurt the grass or plants or trees, but to attack all the people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. They were told not to kill them, but to torture them for 5 months with agony like the pain of scorpion stings. In those days people will seek death, but will not find it. They will long to die, but death will flee away. The locusts looked like horses armed for battle. They had gold crowns on their heads, and they had human faces. Their hair was long like the hair of a woman, and their teeth were like the teeth of a lion. They wore armor made of iron, and their wings roared like an army of chariots rushing into battle. They had tails that stung like scorpions, with power to torture people. This power was given to them for 5 months. Their king is the angel from the bottomless pit. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek Apollyon, the destroyer. The first terror is past, but look, 2 more terrors are coming. Then the sixth angel blew his trumpet, and I heard a voice speaking from the 4 horns of the gold altar that stands in the presence of God. And the voice spoke to the sixth angel who held the trumpet,
"Release the 4 angels who are bound in the great Euphrates River."
and the 4 angels who had been prepared for this hour and day and month and year were turned loose to kill 1/3 of all the people on earth. They led an army of 200 million mounted troops. I heard an announcement of how many there were. And in my vision I saw the horses and the riders sitting on them. The riders wore armor that was fiery red and sky blue and yellow. The horses' heads were like the heads of lions, and fire and smoke and burning sulfur billowed from their mouths. 1/3 of all the people on earth were killed by these 3 plagues, by the fire and the smoke and burning sulfur that came from the mouths of the horses. Their power was in their mouths, but also in their tails, for their tails had heads like snakes with the power to injure people. But the people who did not die in these plagues still refused to turn from their evil deeds. They continued to worship demons and idols made of gold, silver, bronze, stone, and wood, idols that neither see nor hear nor walk. And they did not repent of their murders or their witchcraft or their immorality or their thefts.